We'll start with the guy who just won his first Stanley Cup, Nazem Kadri of the Colorado Avalanche. Career year, 87 points. He was in the Hart Trophy conversation early on in the season. Love what he said after winning the Stanley Cup, his comments about, to people who thought that he was a liability. I thought that was just so great. And this guy's going to get paid, man. I think that it's just going to be too difficult to make the money work in Colorado. They have to bring back, a guy like Nichushkin, who is obviously going to get a healthy raise. And I did see a report that Kadri's looking to cash in, man. He's looking for sort of something north of $8 million a season on a long-term deal. And one team that I heard earlier today on Frank Saravalli's podcast is the New York Rangers, that they're looking for a tenacious second line center. It seems like things have kind of fallen apart as far as contract talks go with Ryan Strome, even though he had a good season. And I do like that fit. With the New York Rangers and Nazem Kadri. So I'll say that Kadri could go to the Rangers in free agency to slide in as their second line center. And obviously the Rangers will be looking to continue to go in an upward trend, right? They made it to the Final Four this year. And I think that Kadri would be a big swing for them that would make a lot of sense.
New York Rangers are like the Devils in that any scoring winger is tied to the Devils. Well, any big player is tied to the Rangers now. It's like it's the destination, and it gets a little tiresome when you hate the team reading that constantly, but it's true. It's every player would love to play in New York, and no one wants to play for the Islanders right now. So your options are dwindling there. It's definitely a possibility. I just kind of find it so interesting that, the Rangers will do so well and go to the conference finals and then go, you know what, we're not going to sign Strome. We're not going to sign Kopp. We're actually going to drop what's his name? Frankie Vetrano. We're going to drop him too. It's like, it's so interesting that they pick up all these guys at the deadline, go for a run, and then drop them all. I don't know. It's a really interesting move, but you definitely think that Kadri's a fit. He's kind of like the culture-wise would make sense in the Rangers in my mind as well, and playing style as well. They've also got other problems going on right now, like Panarin might want out, is what I'm reading, so that's super interesting to me.
Yeah.
But yeah, Colorado's got a lot of people to sign right now, so Kadri's out the door if he wants over $8 million, and that's what I've heard. Yeah. So Kadri to the Rangers makes a lot of sense, but I've got another team close by that I think is going to be going all in one last time, and that's the Washington Capitals. Backstrom's going to have surgery. He's going to be out for a long time. LTIR money freeing up for them, and they're going to need someone to play down the middle and help out Ovi while he's still around. Again, playing style makes a lot of sense to me to go to the Rangers or to the Capitals. They already have one villain. They would love a second one in Washington, and I think that's a perfect destination for Kadri, although there's a lot of options here. Like, I've got a list. I see Washington, I see Seattle, I see him staying in Colorado somehow, and maybe even Boston, because they're in hell down the middle.
I'm so glad you mentioned Boston, because that was the team I wanted to say if it were not for the history between Toronto or Kadri when he was a member of the Maple Leafs and the Boston Bruins. Yeah. I don't think you can bring that player in to Boston. No, you just can't. He's universally hated by that city. But if we're talking team fit, like, that makes the most sense. Like, what did we rag on Boston the most this year for? I mean, you can say depth scoring as a whole, I suppose, but their second line center was Eric Haula, guys. Like, they lost David Krejci, and that was something that, I brought up multiple times because I thought it was crazy that they didn't replace him. I just, and now Kadri's here, and it would make so much sense because I think he fits. And Boston is a team where, I think if they truly like a player, they'd be able to spend the money, and they'd be willing to. You saw that with Hampus Lindholm. But all of that being said, It's not going to happen because they hate the player universally in that city. Where I think Kadri is a fit, especially if he wants to make over $8 million. Like, first of all, I think Kadri's probably worth like 6.5, because we've seen ups and downs, right? In this last season, 87 points, I think you mentioned, that was a high, but before that, the scoring wasn't really there, and he played on a Stanley Cup team. So it's like, it's kind of hard to evaluate him. So I think the safe bet would be like 6 times 6.5,
If I'm his agent, I am pointing my finger at Hayes right now in Philadelphia. And I'm saying that's a similar player who didn't have a great season last year, even though Kadri had an incredible season. And if I were his agent, I'd be doing that comparison all day long to get that sort of money.
Oh, 100%. And I think a team will give him a lot of money. And I think it's going to be the Ottawa Senators. I think there's less hate between Kadri and the Senators. That wasn't really a rivalry when Kadri was a part of the Maple Leafs, because neither team was very good at that point. And, there's the connection to Connor Brown and Nikita Zaitsev who are there. Now, I don't think either of those guys are mainstays in Ottawa, but there is a connection. I've heard Ottawa's been shopping Brown. But I think, if you're looking to take the next step, if you're the Senators, I think bringing in Kadri, being able to pay him a little bit more than what other teams are because of your salary cap situation, I think it makes total sense, and I could see the fit there.
That's where Seattle comes into play for me. I think they're looking to make a huge splash, and when the guy is asking for a lot of money, well, they've got a lot of money. So Seattle is certainly a possibility. Plus, he would be the guy there, so that's always a selling point.
Imagine jersey sales. It'd just be Kadri. I wonder if he would wear 43 or 91 or what he would wear.
Yeah.
But I could see it.
Oh, that would be a great fit.